to get on live, baby. Let's go. Yo, we about to get on live. It's about to get crazy. I'm excited. We about to have a special guest on here. Major game about to be spit. Major announcements. It's gonna be crazy. So, just want to say, shout out to everybody who is out there grinding, working, doing what they're doing. Very, 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 very incredible. And yeah, about to get started. Yo, we had the Entrepreneurs Link Up. Listen, so, December 9th, Art Basel. If you're in town, click the link in my bio. RSVP for the event. It's going to be crazy. We got so many people that are coming, so many guest appearances, so many everything. So, I'm excited. And, just started from a vision not too long ago. So, it's going to get crazy. Is he on? All right, let me see. Accept.
Yo,
What's good?
what's going on, bro? How you feeling?
Hey, man, I'm feeling great, man. How about you?
I'm feeling good, bro. Let me be clear about something. Right now, it's like 43 degrees in Philly. Yesterday, it was 30 degrees in Philly. I'm looking forward to being in Miami next week. That's all I'm saying. I'm looking forward to Miami.
Come on, man. We're looking forward to having you, man. And actually, I was out yesterday, and I'm wearing a sweater, and it's like 75 degrees, and they're like, "Why you wearing a sweater?" I'm like, "Man, anything below 75, 74, I'm like, I gotta wear a damn near trench coat."
Yeah, definitely, bro. It's you ain't got the thick skin anymore.
Nah, not at all. I never had it. My family's from New York, but I'm a Miami boy for sure.
What's up, Ruthie? What's up, Ruthie? Listen, man, I appreciate you joining the live with me today, bro. I just got off the phone with Frantz from Anta, so we locked in. The podcast we're gonna do at your space is gonna be absolutely ridiculous. A live podcast at Art Basel. Link in both of our bios. We want everybody to pull up to Miami. We're having a wonderful, wonderful event. Lauren showed me the venue, bro. It looks absolutely sick, bro. It looks absolutely sick.
Man, listen. I'm even, let me pin this the right way. Let me comment this. But I'm excited because, first of all, thank you for being a part of our space. This is something that's been built from when I was like 19. I'm in my 20s still, but when I was 19, I was throwing events, hosting it. So now it's just different in terms of the entrepreneurship space. But I'm grateful because people want to be a part of what we have going on, and we want to make sure that everybody sees the benefit of it. We bring a lot of value to the people because I was blessed to be given a lot of value, for little to no cost in terms of it wasn't like life or death.
Right.
So I'm excited for it. And the venue's dope, man. Shout out to my boy who I've known for 10 years. Relationships, man. Relationships get you far in places. So I'm grateful for sure.
Relationships matter, man. So next week, guys, if you are in Miami for Art Basel, when's the event? It's on the 9th, December 9th. We're having a great networking meet and greet event with Haitian CEO and many, many other people. We got VIP tickets, we got sections, but just put yourself on the list, like link in both of our bios, where I'm going to be shooting a live podcast with a wonderful fashion designer from Anta. Now, if you don't know what Anta is, That is the sneaker company that Kyrie Irving is signed to, and he designed Kyrie Irving's new sneaker. And we're going to be interviewing him live in person in Miami. Come meet and greet. I got some surprises for anybody that pulls up on me. So definitely come and meet and greet. To my mentees, pull up. I got a special surprise for you guys, man. I'm looking forward to it. But bro, talk to me a little bit about you and business. Like, of course, you know we got to meet you with friend Q, and he's telling me the amazing things you're doing. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, the business that you're in, how you got there, the good, bad, and ugly.
Yeah, so I mean, first of all, just to introduce myself, my name is Amari Bryant. You can call me AB. 29 years old, from Miami, Florida. A little bit of my backstory. My mom had me at 14 years old. Hold on,
Right.
Miami. I'm typing the location because I keep missing stuff.
Right.
Miami, Florida, December 9th, 1 p.m.
Live in Miami. You guys don't want to miss it.
Right.
Art Basel. I've been to Art Basel 3 years in a row. It's always a good time. I never.
How was your experiences the last couple of years?
It was wild. I loved it. Lauren put me onto it. Listen, so my first experience with Art Basel was like super VIP. Like, I'm talking about with DJ Khaled, Lenny S, all these models. Lauren got us in all the crazy parties. So the Prada parties, the fashion shows. Like, I was like, this is Art Basel. And then I think the only time we missed it was COVID, but I've been going every year. And we was like, listen, we got to do our own event at Art Basel this year. So we're going to do the podcast. We're going to have amazing guests, amazing VIPs come through, shake hands, kiss babies, come shake hands with some entrepreneurs. While we're partying and having fun, let's do business and let's shake hands. But let's talk about you again, bro. Let's talk about AB.
Because I keep going back to you.
Yes.
I'm like, you know, I watch your stuff. And so, I mean, my story is I wouldn't call it too crazy because I guess it's normal in my eyes. Mm-hmm. So my mom told her story, posted on her Instagram. She just went viral, 5 million views. Wow. You know, on her post because of her story. Which every time she tells her story, you know, my mom's a successful real estate agent, big time real estate agent out here, partnered, you know, with some big people out here. She's doing amazing, and she always says, you know, it's not about where you start; it's always about where you finish. Right. And because she started having a kid at 14 years old, and I just happened to be that kid. You know, in my 20s. And so that's where it started. And, you know, long story short, she was working. She saw a real estate commission and, you know, she went head first. She quit her job without putting her 2 weeks notice in. And she went heavy into real estate. You know, her mentor is the person who brought, you know, Wingstops to Florida, Tina Howell. She owns like 12 Wingstops, I think, right now. And that's her mentor, my godmother, her aunt. So she's very connected. And, you know, I'm blessed to be in a place where I can leverage that and kind of build what I want to build, but also building their dreams as well. Because I believe you have to be a part of other people's visions in order to even create your vision. You have to help people out and you have to help them get to where you want to go. But that's what it is. And, you know, I got into entrepreneurship when I was 19, played college basketball, played Division I at Texas State, left there, played Division II, number 6 in the country, won a few championships, did that whole thing. My grandmother had Alzheimer's. I'll give you my whole quick story.
Right.
My grandmother had my grandmother got diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She got into an accident while I was sitting on her couch. You know, years back, heard a boom. You know, long story short, broke her arm. Then we realized she had Alzheimer's. So then I decided not to go overseas. Stayed home, lived with her for about 1.5 years, 2 years, just taking care of her. You know, while still doing my thing. And you know, I decided to stay home, get into more entrepreneurship. You know, my first company was network marketing when I was 19. And so while I was playing basketball, I got into the crypto space, the investing space. And, you know, I wanted to do something different in terms of I wanted to find a way to still communicate with people because I'm a very in-person person. I love online. I love the online stuff, but, you know, I love in person. And I had a vision to build something that was less transactional and more transformational. Because when you, for example, like my mom is doing well. My pops, you know, they own an all-boys school, now all-girls school in Miami. You know, they just bought a 25,000 square feet building. Like, those things are inspirational to me. I'm looking at them like, man, like, these are people who had kids at 14 years old and 17, 18, 19 years old. And it's like, look what they've become. And I wanted to find a way on how to be less transactional because if somebody asks me, what do I do? Do I have my real estate license? Yes, I do. We can buy real estate, you know. But what if you don't want to do that? You know, I can tell you, you know, how to, you know, do stuff on social media. You know, well, what if you don't want to do that? Right. Well, how can I be more transformational? Let me just have an event. I'm used to throwing events, online. When I was a part of a health and wellness company a couple of years ago, I took all the young people in the company that were making, whatever money that people thought it was leaders, prospectively, and I had an online event, 400 people the first time, the second time 1,000 people. I was like, whoa, like I'm decent at it. Like I can bring people in a room, and so that's what we wanted to do. So the first one happened in January of 2022 of this kind of thing at my dad's school, 40 people. And we had this thing called, we did speed networking. 40 people just, the main thing was speed networking. To put a minute on the clock, you talk, go to the next person. Talk, go to the next person. Talk, go, right. And then I had an opportunity this year in May. I have a connection out here with a guy who, runs the boats and whatnot. And I wanted to do it, but I didn't know how to make it different, not just do like a seminar, but not do a party, but then not just do a regular networking event. And he was like, bro, come on the boat. I know you're going to bring a lot of people. Let's do it. 2-story boat, holds 100 people. We had 2 weeks to plan. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, yo, I got a boat. Come network. Let's do it. We're going to do speed networking. Boom. 90 people showed up.
90?
Yeah, 90 people showed up the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, so 90 people showed up. I didn't get the right footage that I wanted to get.
Yeah.
Because I knew, like, I got to have video proof of what happened. And so I decided to do it. So I decided to do it again like 30 days later. And we did it again. Over 200 and something people RSVP. Thank God it was raining at most of the places in South Florida, but that place. And so we had about 100 people show up. And then I was at, and then, 3 months later, he was like, yo, somebody says it's an amazing event. My boy Rod, what's up, Rod? And then the last one we did was on a 3-story yacht. And he was like, bro, do you think you could bring people out? I was like, I don't know, but it's 3 stories. But before that, the place we're having it at now, I was going to have my last event there. But then my buddy was like, yo, come do it on the boat. They don't have nothing here. I got an event after. Just bring your people. So with 2 weeks left, probably had like 100 and something RSVPs, started promoting, 300 and something people RSVP. And
so you saying this event this weekend is gonna be packed, bro? Like next weekend is gonna be crazy.
It depends on what you.
I just want to record my little podcast, bro. Are you? So you saying this thing gonna be crazy?
I think it's gonna be very impactful, man.
Let's go.
I think we do. I think that's what it's gonna be, man. And people see what we're doing. The events they started off as free events. I invested. I was like, I need people to come. They're free. Then eventually people started to come on board, seeing the vision, want to be sponsors and whatnot. And, that's what we did, man. And I just believe in connecting, collaborating, and communicating because how do you find something? How do you find like a happy medium in terms of, and this is just my thinking, and I'm not right all the time, and I could be right or wrong, it's just my perspective. Because I've been into the rooms, like, the rooms where you got to pay a lot of money to be in. And
right.
Cool, that's great. Or you have access to it because you know somebody. You know what, come along, we got you. Great. How do you mix the two? How do you get quality people in a room while also giving access to maybe the person who may not have it or may not be in the right, or may need to change of environment, or may need to upgrade their circle of reference.
Right.
And so that's kind of what we're creating. And because I think people kind of know where I come from and kind of where my background is, they come and they come and hang out and they get connected. And when somebody calls me 3 days ago and say, yo, and this is the financial part, somebody calls me like, yo, Amari, when is your thing? I'm like, December 9th. I got an RSVP, boom. He's like, yeah, I can't miss your event because I made $15,000 from your event.
Wow.
I'm like, how did you do that? Because I met somebody who needed a house.
Because they were in the room. Right. Let me tell you something about, and listen, and throughout your entire story, I was paying attention, even with your mother. No excuses. She had you at 14, but there were still no excuses. She connected with an important mentor, and her life has changed. I know you talked about getting into real estate. I want to give everybody a quick story about this. Definitely write this stuff down because this information is available to all my note takers. Oh, you got your notebook too.
Right, for real.
So it's so interesting when you talk about real estate because there's so much. It's like the sexy topic on HGTV on Instagram all the time. Real estate. So even I've been connected with new people that have been showing me different ways to get into real estate that's not costing me a fortune. 3 different ways, right? The first way is called something called surplus funding. My good man Jay, I'm going to be talking about that more. So real quick, so write this down, people. So say for instance, AB, you know, especially in Miami, because I got this deal in Miami on the table, 13 grand. I got this deal in Miami. I'm working. My VAs are working on it right now. Say for instance, you don't pay your taxes on your property, right? Say for instance, $30,000 in taxes you didn't pay, and it goes to auction. And say for instance, it sells at auction for $100,000, right? So now this $100,000 investor comes in, pays $100,000 to the county because you didn't pay your taxes. Chalk. They're going to spend $100,000 because the property's probably worth $300,000. So the county got their money back. The investor is up, right? The person, their debt, the person who owed the $30,000, their debts are paid, so they're out, they're good, right? Here's what a lot of people didn't know, and I just learned this year, right? And that's why 2024, I'm going to go crazy in the non-traditional real estate sense. That $70,000, because remember it was $30,000, that $100,000 now, 30 minus 100 is 70. That $70,000, guess who it belongs to? The original owner of the property. So Herman is going to call the original owner of the property. Hey, Jonathan, sorry you lost your house at the auction, whether it's foreclosures, taxes, whatever. Sorry you lost your house at the auction. You got $70,000 is coming to you. You're gonna be on the phone like, what? 70,000? Yes, 70,000 belongs to you. Do you want help to get it? Yes, I would love to get 70,000. I just lost my house.
Right.
I got you. I'm gonna send you over some power of attorney information. I'm gonna get my lawyers. I'm gonna hire the lawyers. I'm gonna do the paperwork. I'm going to get you your $70,000 back. Deal? Deal. All I ask is for a little percentage. I'll do all the work. AB, are you gonna say yes or no to that deal?
If I'm not doing any work?
Yeah, you're not doing no work.
Say yes.
You're gonna say yes every time because I know how to do the paperwork. I'm gonna hire the lawyers. I'm gonna do all the work. So now I'm gonna go do the work, get you your 70 back, and we negotiate a percentage because I did all the work. That's one way to get into real estate. Another way I learned to get into real estate is through land banks, where these different states, they have these properties that are going for super cheap. Shout out to my guy Charles Noonan, who's been teaching me about this. Charles Noonan on Instagram, Noonan, Charles Noonan. Definitely go check him out, where he's showing people how to buy these properties for cheap. Literally, bro, he sent me a video literally of his mentees buying land, quarter acres for less than $1,000. He showed me yesterday somebody bought a half an acre for $300. And because he's doing it as a community with his team, so like say for instance, he gets like 20 of us, we all put up $1,000 and we go buy 10, 15 acres. Guess what we're gonna do together? We're gonna develop the land together. And because he's done hundreds of these deals, he can go to the contractors, the development team, and be like, hey, y'all can use me as a co-signer because, you know, this is really expensive. Y'all can use me as a co-signer, and because we all got land, let's develop together.
Right.
Right? Isn't it absolutely wild? So there's so many different ways to get into real estate. And one more way to get into real estate without spending a fortune, and not the same way they do it on HGTV where you buy, sell, hold, use the BRRRR method. Ain't nothing wrong with those methods, but there's other ways to make it in real estate. Shout out to my guy, Mr. Owens. He was showing me how we're buying the paper. So say for instance, that same person is going into foreclosure for $30,000 because the bank wants their $30,000. I got a business credit card, right? Because I show people how to get business funding all the time.
You do?
I got a business credit card. Yo, let me put that 30 on my credit card. Let me put that 20 on my credit card because there's people going in foreclosure for that little of an amount, right? And you know, my business credit cards that I help people get are 0% interest. So I swipe it, I buy it from the bank. I go to the bank, I liquidate the credit card. Hey, bank, let me get that property. I'm going to call you, AB. I'll be like, hey, AB, I saved you from your property. You were $20,000 back, $30,000 back in mortgage payments. I'm going to wipe it zero for you. You just got to start paying on time. I'm the new mortgage holder. So now I'm the new bank. Now, here's what's amazing. You were $30,000 behind, right? The property's worth $250,000, $300,000, $400,000, whatever it's worth. That piece of paper that I have is called the note, the mortgage note. Right. I own it now. But the property is worth $200,000, $300,000. But as you know with mortgages, bro, amortization sheet, that $500,000, it's probably that paper is probably worth $1 million or 1.5 by the time he pays down that mortgage.
Right.
right? And I put this on a $30,000 credit card, 0% interest. Now I'm taking in the mortgage payments. Now he's paying me. Imagine if I get 2, 3, 4 of those deals, and now I'm passing this portfolio down to my children. I am the new bank. I know a lot of you people are saying, well, what if he doesn't pay the mortgage? I own the paper. I'll just foreclose on him. Right. Or I could flip the paper to another investor. Hey guys, I got this piece of paper. It's worth 1.5. The property's worth 300,000-400,000. Hey, but hey, I'll sell it to you for $100,000. I'll get it off my hands. So there's many amazing ways to get into real estate besides the traditional ways that we see on the internet, on HDTV, that we are not learning because, as you said, we are not connected, we are not networking, we're not talking to other people and other investors. So these are the things I'm going to be doing next year, bro. Different strategies on real estate. I'm going to talk more about it December 9th in Miami. Link in the bio, both of our bios. We're doing a live podcast, the Execute podcast in Miami at Art Basel. Link in the bio, guys. If you in Miami, pull up. It's going to be a basic networking situation.
So let me ask you this question.
Talk to me, bro.
So what made you get into the field that you're in now? And then after you answer that, the podcast part, well, why is it important for you to do a podcast? And why is it important for you to start a podcast?
So, the reason why I got into the space I did now is, quite frankly, trial and error. So, God, it's like 15, 16 years ago when I first started my first LLC. I did the HGTV thing.
So when you were
I was like, oh,
about like 18, you got into the game.
No, I'm 42. So I was like in my 20s. Right.
Like, you like
23, 34.
33 or 34 or something.
Nah. Don't let the grades fool you. So I bought my first property and I didn't have a mentor. My mentor was HGTV. My mentor was TLC, right? The TV. And I bought my first property and I was stuck with it because I bought it in my name instead of my business name, right? Because everybody's buying properties left and right every day on TV. So I was like, okay, I'll buy this one, fix it up, keep it, cash out, refi, get the other one. But after you get your first property, you have, bro, debt to income. Right. I couldn't get rid of the property. And because I used my personal credit cards to fix up the property, my credit score dropped significantly. So now I couldn't cash out refi. So I was stuck with the house. Then what else happened? It was 2007, 2008 when everything crashed before Obama came into office. So nobody can get a loan anyway. So I was super stuck. So then I had to rent it out to cover the mortgage. It took me 7 years. It took me 7 years to flip my first property. 7 years. So don't you think I know a little bit about real estate? Just a little bit? So me giving people that game changed my life. So then I got a mentor. Right. He was like, the first thing you did was buy the property in your name. You didn't buy it in your business name. So the debt is showing on your personal. The second thing you did wrong was fix it up with your personal credit cards instead of your business credit cards. So that debt is on your personal credit card too. Your third issue was you didn't have an exit strategy. In every business deal you do, you need to know how you're getting in and how you're getting out. So say, for instance, that ever happened again, it didn't matter because now I'm able to cash out refi no matter what because I know my numbers and the debt isn't in my personal name. Why I started my business right now is because there were other people like me who were starting businesses and weren't doing it correctly. They were using their own personal money and it was killing them. Like right now, I can't tell you how many DMs I get right now. Hey, Herm, all my credit cards are maxed out. What should I do? You got to pay off the cards. Right? One strategy that is working, I'm gonna post this screenshot tomorrow. If you go to SOFI, SOFI, you can get yourself a personal loan, or you can go to your credit union, get yourself a personal loan, and pay off your personal credit cards. When you pay off your personal credit cards below 30%, your credit score jumps up, right? Because your credit usage dropped. Now you're able to go get some business credit card, transfer the rest of that debt onto the business side. So now you're able to move and shake. This strategy won't work for everybody because they won't give you the loan if your credit is too low. But there's a lot of people, this strategy does work. So now when I started teaching these people this information, it was like brand new information. And people, they were like, oh my God, I can pay off my credit cards this way. I could take these loans. I could get business, put stuff in my business name. And it changed everything. So then my mission was to talk about this. I started the YouTube page, started going live on Instagram, right? I started the podcast because everybody needs to hear somebody's story besides mine. Maurice, I see you, bro. You got to call me back, bro. I called you. My bad. I had to shout out my guy. So so then I started a podcast because there's so many different entrepreneurs that have the same story, the good, the bad, and ugly. What's up, Daniel? Of entrepreneurship. So that's why we're doing the podcast in Miami. I'm bringing up a dope entrepreneur. He's the head sneaker designer at Anta, who's designing Kyrie Irving's new
Right.
sneaker. So we wanted to bring
That's
that
big.
person out to talk to you. Like France is major.
I'm
This is a
a
major
basketball guy.
So this
So
is
I already
this is amazing. Shout out to Lauren Westerman for
shout
getting
out to
this
Lauren.
cast to me. This is gonna be one of my biggest major podcasts that I'm gonna be doing. So I needed to. So I'm using all avenues to get this information out because it saves me from drowning. Because there's a lot of people that want to get into entrepreneurship, but they don't know how to do it. And every day on Instagram, people make it look sexy. This is hard as hell. I am exhausted, bro. Listen, my next 3 weeks is Miami for Basel, Dubai for some business, and then I gotta go to Ghana. That's what the rest of my 2024 is looking like. It's absolutely ridiculous. Instagram makes it look sexy. It's really hard, but we want to show the good, bad, and ugly of this entrepreneur journey, and that's what my podcast is really about.
No, 100%. And what's crazy is that one of the reasons, and mind you, everything you said was amazing, y'all. Like, y'all, first of all, put some ones in the comments, like if you've gotten some game on, even if it's a little tidbit. Put some ones.
Put some ones
in the comments.
If you're gonna do that personal loan play, put some ones in the chat.
Definitely. Yeah, like that's shout out to my man Mike Shield. He's gonna be there too. He's a great guy. He'll be there as well.
Excellent. Mike.
So one of the that's one of the reasons why also I wanted to throw these type of events because entrepreneurship is good, bad, and the ugly. Like, you know, when you do a lot of like one-off things or when you're known for something, and it can go well, go bad, But now I want to throw these events because I wanted to take a lot of the pressure off of myself. And so when people come into my community, it's not like I have to deliver, which I'm cool with. But now you can go amongst your people, and then I'm just like the middleman because I do believe, and I could be wrong, but I do believe that the middleman always makes the most money at some point.
Right, connecting the dots. Yep.
Amazon, middleman, Uber, middleman, Netflix, middleman. You know what I'm saying? You are technically a middleman, and you do great at what you do. And we all have our direct pocket set of what we do. This is what this person is known for. But if you can become a middleman of some sort, it's less stress, and you can do more. You can do more because you don't have to just deal in this one particular avenue. You can diversify yourself, and a lot of times the connector is the one is the most important. It's not about being the plug. Sometimes it's about being the outlet.
The outlet. I'm glad you said that because I tell people that's my value that I bring. This is my business model, right? People ask me how am I so successful. I was like, because number one, I bring value by giving a lot of stuff away for free. Man. So I hop on live, right? And I give a lot of stuff away for free. I teach for free. I do free classes all the time. My YouTube, I record like on Monday, I got my videographer coming and we're going to shoot just a bunch of content. So we put on my YouTube page, Sloan Enterprises, so that everybody could go watch these videos and learn, right? I'll show you how to fix your credit for free. I'll show you how to set up your LLC. I'll show you how to do all that stuff. And then I'll show you how to go get credit. Because if I'm selling something to you, I want to be able to give you the money.
Right.
So let me go get you funding so you could pay, because my mentorship is $50 a month, right? Let me go get you $50. I'll get you $50, right? I'll get you a $5,000 credit.
It's only $50 a month?
It's $50 a month, bro, and we meet 4 times a month. 4 times a month. Every Wednesday night we meet.
Wait,
yeah.
It's only $50?
Right, because we got to build a community. So literally, bro, we signed up 1,000 people last week. 1,000 people signed up. Our first call, 600 people were on it. And I was just giving them game because we're going to build a community. So when I say, hey, y'all, let's go buy, shout out to my guy, Charles Noonan. If I got 1,000 people and 10% of us, I'm like, all right, guys, there's 100 of y'all. Let's go out and let's go buy some land in Alabama, Tennessee, right? Now my whole community, we can do it together. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I have my process is called the freemium process. I'm going to give you as much game for free. I'm going to show you how to get the bag, and let's reinvest it back in ourselves.
I got a question for you.
To me.
Because, man, there's so many people who are like, Amari, you should charge an arm and leg. And I'm like, I haven't built this part yet. Like, I haven't built it. Not enough people have come and gotten value. So, like, what is the importance of, because people tussle with that. Like, you know, free game, should I make people pay? I'm like, man, if you help enough people for free, you never have to worry about money. So why is it important for you, especially somebody like you, where, you know, I mean, $65 million in funding, you know, you're on every podcast, known to man. You know, you have a lot of leverage in the game. You have a lot of wisdom. You know, you've been through the fire. You had your ups and downs. You know, why is it because you could charge, I'm sure, hundreds of dollars for that. But why do you want? Why do you give away free game and then only charge $50 for people to get access to you for, I'm sure, a certain amount of time,
Mm-hmm.
4 times a week beyond
Mm-hmm.
just the free game? Like, why is that important to
So,
you?
so in everything, bro, there's levels, right? So there is free game. That's on Instagram and YouTube. There is the $50 a month where we meet 4 times a month. There is the VIP day where you spend a day with me. That's 10K, right? So there's levels to everything, right? But we gotta. I can't start off by saying, yo, it's 10K to spend a day with me. People are gonna turn off their Instagrams, right?
Right.
It's like, bro, what do you like? How, like, give me something because I gotta show you that this works. So my tagline is success has receipts. Like I said a long time ago, there's too many scammers out here, right? And it is what it is. It's part of the game. It's really easy to fool people. So it's easy for me to post Rolexes or Ferraris or trips and all that stuff. It's easy to do that. You know what's difficult? Showing you that I helped 1,000 people fix their credit. Showing you that I helped 500 people make 5 figures. Showing you that I've created, and I really have, I've created 4 millionaires in my life. It's harder to do that. So when I have those receipts to show people that have been successful, that's better receipt. That's better track record to show you that I'm able to help you also with the free information, the $50 information, the $10,000 information, like all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. No, December 9th, we'll see you at Art Basel. Pull up, shake hands, ask me any questions. I just gave y'all 3 ways to get into real estate. That has nothing to do with your money. I'll show you 3 ways. That's not the same thing that they showing on Instagram, not the same thing on HGTV. So me showing that first is what help me grow to be more successful.
And I'm gonna tell you why I think it's important for people to be in the room, because not only to meet people like you and to hear from people like you, because I do believe in the value of listening to, it's like a concert. I do believe in the value of listening to somebody in person and live that you've listened to over a period of time, because it makes it real. But even beyond that, I believe in that it's more important. I think it's more important to be in a room and network amongst your peers, because I call it the 33% rule. I say you need to hang around 3 types of people, spend 33% of your time with 3 types of people. People that you can learn from, because you have to learn from somebody first, right? People you can learn from, people that you can grow with, right? Because you have to have people in your type of, you're at a different level than me. This is what it is. Like I look up to you, and when, especially when it comes to credit, like I'm looking at you, I'm like, man, this stuff makes sense, right? But then I have to go find my own tribe. You have to find your own tribe to go and do the things with. So you have people around you that motivate you, somebody to work out with, do business with, do calls with, do whatever, build whatever you want to build with. And then you also have to have people that you teach. You need to hang around people that you teach, because once you become a teacher, you probably make more money from teaching than you will from doing the actual thing. So
and remember,
that's what I believe in the 33% rule.
And remember, I always tell people this too. If your mentor doesn't have a mentor, or if your mentor isn't still learning, get a new mentor.
Wow.
So I'm literally still teaching. I just spent $15,000 on a mentorship, and I was in it for 4 days straight. It was exhausting, but I needed more information to go to the next level. Right? I took that information from my mentorship, went to my $50. Listen, I paid $15K for this information. My $50 a month mentorship, I got on the live call Wednesday night. I'm like, hey guys, I got this new bank. I gave them the new bank. This new bank is, I'll tell y'all right now, it's called Key Point. You go to Key Point, you put it, it's a credit union out in Cali. They have a pre-approval link there to see how much you can get approved for a personal credit card without pulling your credit. So literally on the call, somebody was like, yo, I got approved for a $25,000 credit card. They actually let you know what you're pre-approved for. Usually other banks, they just say, hey, you're pre-approved, but they don't tell you how much.
Right.
This bank tells you, yo, I'm pre-approved for $25,000. Somebody else was like, yo, I'm pre-approved for $100,000 up to $100,000 for my own car. Wow. So now, because I be teaching people, I was like, don't go into a car dealership and be like, yo, I want a car. They'd be like, well, how much can you afford? Right. They'd be like you'd be like $300-$400. Then as long as you say that to them, they're going to get you $300-$400, but you're paying 30% interest. Because you're not thinking about, yo, interest payments, the length, the terms. So we teach those type of things, so we're not getting finessed. But I paid $15 for it. I gave it away for $50 a month on the call, right? Now I have people that are successful from it, Now, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go around tell that, hey, help out their community, right? And I tell people, I give a lot of information away for free. What I usually tell people, you got to pay for my time, because I got like this much time. I got like 2 kids. I'm married. Like I got a little bit of time. I just told you what my calendar is going to look like for the next 3 weeks. So when people are like, yo, can I take you out for a cup of coffee? No, absolutely not. You can have the mentorship. You can book a consultation call, because the time is super valuable. And you understand that, bro. You're putting up an amazing event, December 9th. Link in both of our bios. I'm doing my podcast.
Go to his bio.
Go to my bio. Link in my bio, for these tickets, man. In Art Basel, next weekend, December 9th. So you got to be in those rooms. Like, you're putting together an amazing event, bro. And somebody's gonna DM you and be like, "Hey, bro, how can I become like you?" Right? They're gonna, can I take you out for a cup of coffee? Meanwhile, you're playing an event that could probably bring in $100,000, but somebody wants to take an hour of your time. Now, if you can do the math, bro, if I made $1 million last year, and you divide that by 40-hour work weeks or whatever, an hour of your time is $500. 40 hours a week, if you made $1 million. So when somebody says, "Hey, can I take you out for a cup of coffee?" it doesn't really make sense. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't make sense. No, a cup of coffee. That's why people was like, "Yo, $500,000 for dinner with Jay-Z." It sounds crazy, but a billionaire, like, I need to be in a room with a billionaire. It probably does cost $500,000 to sit with a billionaire. And I'm not saying everybody needs to pay $500 for a cup of coffee with me, because that's not an option. I'm just saying, when you have the opportunity to be in the room, whether it's networking, get in the room with people who are where you want to go.
It's leverage, man. It's leverage, and life is about leverage. What you leverage, who you leverage, and how you leverage it. And so, when people are asking me, Amari, like, what can I do to help what can I do to promote the event? Nothing. Well, not nothing, but promote it as if it's yours, because it's not necessarily tied. It's not tied to credit. It's not tied to real estate. It's not tied to branding. It's everything. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a creative, if you're a business owner, tech, all these things, like, if you want to be in you promote it as if it's yours, you bring value. Imagine if you invite 5 friends to an event like ours, who we always have millionaires and people who are worth a lot of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, that are just chilling there talking. Like, I'm like, what? And they're like, yo, we love the environment. But imagine if you invite 5 of your friends who have maybe never seen this or who want to experience it. Now they're going to be indebted, not to me, to you, because you leverage the event to go and help out your friends. And now the best thing I like about the circle of reference thing is, like, it's not only about elevating your circle of reference, but it's about adding. It's about making yourself somebody who can be added to somebody else's circle of reference who at a higher level.
Can I give you a quick story, bro?
I don't know. I'm excited.
No, listen. I'm excited too. I'm gonna tell you, one of the last time I was in Miami. Shout out to my guy Storm. He did a event called the P2P conference. Just so you guys can understand what being in the room is like. I actually paid the extra money. By the way. At P2P conference. Let me tell you about the P2P conference in Miami, bro. I bought the VIP ticket. Huh? Yeah. The big one. Yeah, the big one. Yeah. I bought the VIP ticket because I gotta support my mans. So I'm in the VIP room. And I'm sitting at the table, we're eating lunch. And my guy, Carter Cofield, he's like, "Yo, bro, how's the VIP day going?" Because I just started the program last year. I was like, "Yo, it's going really well." 2 other entrepreneurs are sitting to my right and to my left. There's like, what's this VIP day? And I'm like, "Oh, well, people come to Philly. I teach them about business credit for like 4 or 5 hours. I do a catered lunch. I put you up in the Ritz-Carlton Hotel, Uber Black everywhere. And then I take you to 2 banks to get funding, right? Then we go out to a celebratory dinner. Like, it's a whole day with me." And they was like, "Oh my God, that's amazing. Send me the link." Both of the guys sitting next to me said that. It's like, "Oh, send me the link." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Sent them the link, bro. Before dinner was over, they both paid the $10K. Wow. True story, hand to God. Because I was what, bro? In the room.
In the room.
"Hey, what do you do?" "Oh, I do such and such." "Oh, I do such and such." Right? So you got to advertise yourself all the time. So like those 3 ways to get into real estate that I just taught earlier in the live, I was talking, "Hey, what do you do?" "I do funding." "Well, what do you do?" "Oh, I get into real estate this way, this." I was like, I've never heard of that before. Right? So being in the room is super, super dope. And Art Basel is just a networking event. So
Art Basel
is like a networking.
Is the second largest wealth transfer besides Formula One in Miami at one time. It was number one, but now it's number two because Formula One's here now.
Formula One, yeah. So
it's crazy.
It was crazy, bro. So my guy, Royal Credit just said 20K in 20 minutes, basically 20K in 20 minutes. And they went and told their friends and family. They was like, yo, you gave somebody, some stranger 10K. They was like, it was worth the money. I got funded 20, 30 bands before I left. So I got my return on investment before I left Philly that day. And we just run it back, and they go tell their friends and family. So again, my mentees are my greatest success story. It's easy for me to show you my credit cards, but if I could show you other people that I've helped, that's what you need.
So you know, the brand that we're building right now, Secure Your Future, right? We just talk about secure your future in 7 ways. 7 is a number of completion, you know, mentally, physically, emotionally, socially, relationally, financially, and most important, spiritually. Like, why is it important for somebody to secure their future? But then also, why are you, besides the money part, what's your, I guess, I don't even know if I want to call it a goal, but like the impact thing, like for what? Because like at a certain point you don't have to. So like, but why?
That's great. That's a great question, right? So I've been married 10 years.
Congrats.
I'm gonna say something real toxic. All right, guys. So listen to me real quick. Don't get upset, ladies. Somebody asked me, when were you your happiest? I was like, oh, when I was single. And they was like, yeah. They was like, what would you say? So that's terrible that they said. I was like, hear me out. When I was single, I lived in a duplex that I purchased, and I lived downstairs. The tenants lived upstairs, right? And the tenants upstairs paid the mortgage, so I was living for free. My mom lived 20 minutes from me, so I was eating for free, and I was only making $40,000, right? But food, rent, and my car was paid off, right? So $40,000 for a single man with no bills is a lot of money.
Yeah,
I didn't have to worry about nobody, right? My mom was free. Now, right now, I have a 5-bedroom home sitting on 3/4 of an acre, right? Because I got kids, I'm married, my mom, my dad live with me. At one point, my sister lived with me. I have more people to take care of. So to answer your question, the Bible tells me that a wise man leaves a fortune for his children's children, right? So my 2 daughters, Bella and Olivia, they're good. Like, I'm either going to leave them a business or I got life insurance policies, so there will be no French fries for me. No shade, right? I got life insurance policies. When I pass away, my children are going to be automatically.
I got two as well.
Right.
I got one for myself. My mom got one for me when I was a kid. I got one on myself.
Exactly, sure. Right? So they're going to be millionaires from the business or from the life insurance policy that's set up in a trust. That's another conversation, right? So they're going to be good. My kids are good. Right now, I'm working on Bella and Olivia's children. That's my job now, because the word didn't say a wise man save wealth for his children. It says his children. So you're saying, like, Herman, why are you still doing this? Because I got to set them up to make sure that they're good. So I'm looking to shake hands and kiss babies at this Basel event or wherever, because like you said, there's a lot of millionaires that come to Basel. So I could be one handshake away, right, bro? I could be one handshake away from, oh, what do you do? And somebody introduced me to some medical stuff, some tech stuff that I could invest in, and boom, 10 years later, that deal is worth $100 million, and now my kids' are good. And now I'm out of here. Now I could be like, I'm done. So I'm in a generational space now. Like, I'm good. Like, I wish you could see my man cave. This is my man cave. I got my little flat screen here. This is all I need.
Let me write that down. That's a bar. I'm in a generational space. Oh my gosh.
Right. I'm in a generational space right now, bro. So it's not about me. Like, I'm good. Like, I got my man cave. I got my 80-inch screen here, bro. Like, I'm Gucci. I'm going to Dubai in 2 weeks to do business. What am I complaining about right now? It's my children. That's my mind. Bro, that's why I'm coming to Basel, because I'm coming to record this podcast, and that information is going to live on the internet forever. So somebody else is going to watch that information, learn from it, because I'm going to have to give recompense to God. When I go see God, he's like, what did you do with the 100 years that I gave you? I plan to live to 100. And I'm going to be like, well, here's the resume. I messed up a lot, but I did this, and this. I helped out this, and this many people. Because he's not going to ask me how much money I made.
So you know, it's crazy, and that's amazing. So I'm in church. I go to VU Church. I have the VU Church in Miami. If you're not doing anything Sunday, maybe you could pull up. But But long story short, he was just having our last talks, one of our last talks for 5 weeks, the first time in 8 years since the church has been founded, that he talked about at this capacity was, wait till I get my money right. That was the thing. And one of the things he talked about is it's not just it's about the man who had I forget the story, but a man who had all this stuff and he just put it up in his barn just for himself, stored it in his house for himself. But it talks about that is the ways of a non-righteous person, because it's not about you storing up your goods and for you, but also for your children and their children. So when you talk about that generational wealth, that is very important. And really, I believe even beyond that, and mind you, I'm 29 and I'm still learning, right? And I'm still trying to figure it out. And I'm, we're doing what we're doing. But when I look at it, it's like, what was I gonna say? When I look at it, it's not even about. It is about the generational wealth in terms of money, but the things that you may not even know is what somebody like you is passing down. Forget the money, because the money's gonna come, but you're passing down generational principles, and the principle will always stay with you longer than the money, because you may make 100,000 this year, 1 million that year, 500,000, but if you can stay on the principle, you will never have. How do I say this? You will always have a solid foundation, and that means you'll never sink. Although the terrain is like this, you'll always be going in a trajectory. Once you look back, you're like, man, I've come a long way, although it may feel like I'm going up and down. So you're passing along generational principles, and the principles will always be even stronger than the generational wealth in terms of money.
Principles will keep you rich. Principles will keep you wealthy. And say, for instance, you do lose everything, principles will show you how to get it back. Because the blueprint is the blueprint. But it is what it is. So people say, if you lost everything, what would you do? First thing I would do is I would get my credit together. Second thing I would do, I would get my LLC or my corporation. Third thing, I will go get funded. Like that's easy for me to go get 50,000. That's why I teach it so easily. Take that 50,000, and I know I got to take money to buy assets that make money. I put the 50,000 in something that's going to make me 1,000, 2,000 a month. And then I do it again and again and again. It's just rinse and repeat. So no matter if I lost everything, I know how to get it back slowly but surely, right? So now I got the asset that's making me a couple of dollars. So you know what money does for me? It buys me time, right? So now that I took that 50K that's not mine, 0% interest, it's making me $2,000 a month. Now I just bought myself some time. Guess what I'm going to do with that time? I'm going to use that time to go buy myself some more money. So people always ask me, what do you do for a living? I was like, I buy money. Why do you buy money? Because it gives me more time. Because the more money I have, the more time I have. And now that I have this time freedom, I'm able to go leverage that time to go do other things, whether it's the give back, right, to my community, to my people, or to go make more money by shaking hands and kissing babies, going to networking events, meeting new people. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy. Once you have these financial principles, these biblical principles, it is what it is. It just works, right? The Rockefellers, they've been doing the same thing for generation to generation, right? Their money's not running out because they have principles. One of their financial principles is that everyone has a LLC, a corporation. Everyone has a holding company. Everyone that's born in that family, and everyone has a life insurance policy. So when they die, the money goes into the family bank, and everybody gets a piece of that change through the trust. Everybody's getting a check every week. That's what a trust fund baby is. Those are their principles of the Rockefeller family. What are the principles that you have for yourself and your family? I have a group, me and my brothers, we call ourselves the Rock Financial Group. We're an investment company. We invest in different businesses too. And we have something where we call we have standard operating procedures for our crew. So if you're part of my crew, you got to have a 700 credit score. You have to. You have to have an LLC. You have to. You have to have life insurance policy. You have to. You have to have $10,000 to $20,000 available at any moment. I don't care if it's cash. I don't care if it's a life insurance policy. I don't care if it's on a credit card. You have to have $20,000 available. Right. You can't be part of my crew and not have those things. That's crazy. How can you be cool with Haitian CEO and he's your man's, but you don't have $10,000 to $20,000 available? That's crazy. That's a minimum. That's nothing, right? So that whenever we put in a group chat, hey guys, my man Charles Noonan, we're buying acres in Florida. Yo, it's $5,000 a pop. Who in? It's not I ain't got it. It's send me the prospectus. Let me get some more information, right? Because now we're moving. It's 13 of us. We're moving as this unit because we have financial principles. We have standard operating procedures to be part of this crew. Like, what are your standard operating procedures for your crew? You go out celebrating at Art Basel, popping bottles, but you ain't got really nothing to celebrate. People celebrate the weekend.
Man.
People celebrate that they completed their 40 hours a week. That's not something to celebrate. We got to celebrate big wins, big successes. When I buy a piece of land, when I get a new piece of deed, that's the win. When I'm able to buy back time, that's the win. One more story real quick, bro, because I don't want to hold you too long. When I first bought this property, like I said, it was like 3/4 of an acre. When I came, there was this dude next door to me, and he's cutting his lawn. And I was like, and I'm coming from a row home in Philly, right? So I was like, how long does it take you to mow the front and back? Mm-hmm. He was like, oh, 3 hours. I was like, 3 hours to mow the front and back of your property? He was like, yeah. And I'm like, wow. I looked at I was like, yo, I can't do that. So I called up my gardener who was cutting up one of my properties, right? He usually cuts up. I brought him over. I was like, before I buy this house, how much would it be for you to cut the front and back of this lawn? He's like, oh, $30. Because he got the big joint where you drive over it. It takes him $30. It takes him like 15 minutes to do it. So guess what happened? I know my time is worth more than what? $30. So I gave that man that $30 so he can mow the lawn for me. So what did I do? I bought time. So usually people think, oh, you got a maid, you rich. Oh, you got a gardener, you rich. No, I'm not. I understand principles. My time is worth more than $30 for 30 minutes. A consultation with me, Lincoln the Bio, was $500. That's what a phone call costs with me. Why am I mowing my own lawn? Right? I have somebody that does come clean my house. They charge me $300 a month to do it. Do you think I should clean my house or I should pay somebody $300 to do it? Because I know how much my hour is valued. You understand what I'm saying? So these are principles. So my goal is to buy as much time because now I'm giving that time to my family, to my charities, and to my business.
I just came up with something, but I'm going to give you credit for it.
Talk to me.
RICH. What does RICH stand for? What do you think? What are the acronyms for RICH? Do you have an acronym for RICH?
Oh, go ahead. No, I don't have the acronyms for RICH. Go ahead.
I literally just trademark it.
Go ahead.
You can have it. You can have it. I'm grateful. I'm grateful to just even think about this. It's ready in case something happens.
Ooh.
It's the S.
That is heavy. That is dope. Ready in case something happens. Right. Death, sickness, you lose your job. It doesn't matter.
I just came up with it.
It doesn't matter because you're rich. That's heavy. It doesn't matter because you're rich. Money's not a problem. Time is not a problem. I got insurance. I got resources to help me in a situation. I don't know how to figure this out. Don't worry, I'm rich.
Wow.
I'm
grateful, man.
Bro. Ready in case something happens. I love that.
I'm grateful. Listen. Let me ask you this question because I'm in the process of launching something, maybe a podcast. I don't know. What if we did a podcast and you were my guest when you came down here?
Listen, 100%. I would love to, bro. I would love to.
I will come get you. We got you.
Listen, have your people call my people.
We got you. We can make that happen. Listen. So let's just finish off with this, and I just want to say, Lauren thinks that I've been stressing her to talk to you because I wanted to know if it was real. No, I'm stressing to talk to you so I can to this right here, so I can do this stuff like this. And
right.
I want to say I'm grateful, to for some reason, way, shape, and form, attract somebody like you into the ecosystem that I'm a part of. And I want to say that you continue to do all the things that you're doing. You're doing it at an incredible level. For somebody like me who's around people, who's been blessed to be around people, like this alone is just incredible. So I want to say thank you so much. I cannot wait for you to do your podcast. Whatever you need from us, let us know. And I'm looking forward to, I wouldn't even call it a relationship. I just want to learn from you more and learn from people like you and attract people. So, man, yeah, still rich, ready in case something happens.
Steal it. It's all yours. So it's dope.
I'm excited, and I want to say I can't wait. Go to the link in his bio, and man, this is going to be like the level of confidence that something like this gives somebody like me, because I can't act like I'm just, I'm grateful, and I can't wait for you to meet, our sponsor, one of our main sponsors, the Sway guys, and their whole our whole ecosystem, and just other people, and I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful. So, man,
I love it. I truly appreciate everybody. Everybody is very grateful for for that acronym you just came up with. It's super, super dope.
ready
I appreciate you for that. Listen, guys, go to the link in my bio. We're going to be at Art Basel the 6th to the 10th. We have an event on the 9th where, hey, sky the limit. Just DM me. My team's going to try to see if they can help you. He's trying to get a personal loan. We'd love to be of service. We're going to be at Art Basel December 9th. Pull up on us to somebody said they already got their tickets for Mentee Day. I'm glad to hear it. We're gonna be doing live podcasts. Come network, come build. Let's have rich conversations, man.
Yeah, and then
I look forward to
also
it.
when you come, not if you come, but when those who are coming, come ready. Like come with your, because you may not have here's the thing, you may not have time to go talk for 20 minutes with one person. Come with your popple code
Yep.
ready. It's digital world. Come with your popple code, or your dot card. Make sure you have everybody in your CRM. If you gotta wear a shirt that says something to catch people's attention, do that. Like if you have to come with a few people, so you have different people working the room for y'all's organization, come and do that. And then don't just do it at our event. Go and figure out what events are happening in Art Basel, because I can say our event is the best event, but I'm biased.
Right.
But there's other things that are happening in the space. You just want to be in the wave. Somebody somebody once told me, they said sometimes you don't have to start the wave. You don't got to be. Sometimes you got to be in the wave. You got to be in the wave, like in the wave of greatness, so you can catch some wind. So All right, listen.
Can you do me a favor, bro?
Yes, sir.
Can you save this live on your page, because I want to repost it?
All right, I'll save it for sure.
100%, bro. Thank you so much.
Appreciate
All
you.
right, yo. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night. I'll see y'all in Miami next weekend. Peace.